we do not listen when these solutions are put out by the people who have the know-how. That is the reason why we have this conversation this afternoon. Of course, we'll be taking you through some of the live games that are going on in the English Premier League, and also look ahead to the next match day in the Ghana Premier League. All of these happening here on the Joy Sports Link on Joy 99.7 FM with me, Nathaniel Attoh. Of course, here this afternoon, I will be joined by Mr. Kwabena Poku, who is the coordinator of Formula One GH, Formula One Ghana. Also, Nana Ajiman is a coach and an analyst. He'll be joining us. Ridwan Ibrahim Asante is an anchor and also a journalist. Will be joining us from North America very, very shortly. And Ridwan Ibrahim Asante of Joy Sports there in North America, bringing us some facts and figures about, some of the key elements of managing these facilities and these stadia. Also, Sharaf Mahama is a FIFA agent and founder of Legacy Rise Sports. He is there at the venue getting himself ready to watch that game between, that bout, beg your pardon, or that world title bout between Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois. He'll be bringing us the perspective of experience and what Ghanaian promoters or Ghanaian sports promoters and boxing promoters at that can learn from putting together a big bout like this, which also has a very big telling effect on the economy. Also joining us from the heart of London is Coach Kwejo Ejejima, also known as Passionate Man. He will be joining us with his perspective. And of course, when it comes to the maintenance of pitches, growing them, nurturing them and making them adaptable for the playing of good football, they see a lot of it. So they'll be sharing their experiences with us. Let's now begin with some Formula One and a dose of Formula One as we get ready to also get close to the finish line of the year. This is the Joy Sports Link on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Nathaniel Attoh, ably backed by the rest of the Joy Sports team. We'll get into Formula One very shortly. Conscious music coming from the multiple award-winning Stoneboy, starting it all off for us here. We've been talking Galamsey for the better part of the day. It's time to talk about another thing which sure becomes a very big issue of national interest, national image and national embarrassment. That is our venues, our infrastructure, and how we're managing them. We also have seen, the axe being grinded. We've seen the exit of the Director General of the Sports Authority, the National Sports Authority. And, of course, some changes will be made. The Ashanti Regional Director of the Sports Authority also is gone. He's been relieved of his duties there. So is this a solution? We need to look at practical solutions now. Let's begin with Formula One. And I'm glad to have Kwabena Poku joining us virtually. Kwabena, good to have you on the show. And let's now get down to the conversation about how inconsistent the names have been on the podium. Some 2 seasons ago, you could see some consistency with who was going to win, like a Max winning, one Grand Prix after the other. Lewis Hamilton, when he was winning one Grand Prix after the other. Now we're seeing a few differences here and there. One, today is Leclerc, the next minute is the other name, and the next minute is the other. What's happening? Now, please kindly unmute for us. We're struggling to hear you. Can you kindly unmute? Thank you.
Oh.
Yes, we can hear you now. So kindly go ahead.
So what I was saying was that, the new rules came into effect, and these rules were supposed to, foster more speed, bring in more speed, bring in more overtaking, bring in more close-ups to the drivers. It changed the whole situation. Especially when, 2 seasons, 3 seasons ago, Red Bull was dominating. The other cars, the other contractors, in terms of the other engines, were trying to catch up and all of those things. Now, they've actually caught up to them, and they're showing their strength. They started the season very well. Going into the mid-season, you're seeing the strength of the McLarens, you're seeing the strength of the Ferraris, the Mercedes are coming back into the game. Even the Team Williams, from nowhere, are showing up and taking up teams like Aston Martin and the likes. So the dynamics have actually changed. And going into 2025, 2026, you see more of this, that cars are not going to be probably able to dominate as they used to dominate back then.
Okay, that is interesting. So What are the projections looking like as we go, towards the last couple of Grand Prix events, wrapping up the year?
So, okay, so let me just give you a few things. The Red Bulls are still, in a way, struggling, but they are not really that struggling. They are back on the fire. They lost a bit of steam mid-season. Ferrari is still struggling somewhere in there. McLaren and the Mercedes are very much looking very strong. The Williams team from nowhere, from the bottom, are now sticking in. So there's no clear winner for the end of the season, even though teams like Max Verstappen and Red Bull still have the upper hand. They don't really have. They're still going to be able to fight. They have to fight the likes of the Ferraris and the McLarens right down to the wire. Singapore is not going to change that much.
Singapore is not going to change that much.
Because look, the Singapore track is very hot. His teammate has. Lewis currently is there. No, the Ferrari are showing up. So trust me, Singapore is go down to the wire. That's how I see it, from my perspective. The season may just go down to the wire between Ferrari, McLaren, and Red Bull.
So this, if arguably, could become the most competitive season we've had, probably in the last 5 years.
Yeah, in the last 4 years, this is the most competitive season that we've had. Red Bull started very well, but for some reason, going into the mid-season, the other teams found the antidote to the Red Bull.
Great stuff. Just before we wrap it up,
and we all saw it last at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Very well. Kwabena, just before we wrap up, let us into some of the main activities we're going to be having, as we get along and the season wears on.
Okay, so now we have one of our new venues adding up to the venues for our watch parties, which is the pit stop. That's where we had the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. This Sunday, that's tomorrow, we are going to Labadi Beach Hotel. We have a few activities with the Drive G EVGA, the electric vehicle company. F1 is also very keen on sustainability. So this Sunday we have.
Okay, unfortunately,
some of the new electric vehicles, and then we'll be going back to pit stop for the United States Grand Prix on the 20th of August. So look out for that one as well.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Kwabena. Let's catch up, tomorrow at the Badi Beach Hotel and have a wonderful time together.
Definitely.
Kwabena Poku is the coordinator of F1 Ghana, bringing us some perspective on Formula One. All right, so need to go around the table now and say hi to everyone. Like I mentioned, we've got a strong team of 4 bringing us perspective on the conversations we're having today. Nana Ajiman making a return to the show after a couple of weeks away. Ridwan Ibrahim Asante of Joy Sports, who finds himself in North America, is going to bring us perspective on some of the examples that we can draw from there. Also, Sharaf Mahama is a FIFA agent and also the founder of Legacy Rise Sports Promotions, who are into the discovery of talent, the development, and the promotion of sports on the competitive and commercial level. And also, Coach Kwejo Ejay Jima. He is a coach and also a pundit and an analyst, joining us from the heart of London in the United Kingdom. All right, gentlemen, good to have you. Let me begin with you, Kwejo, passionate man. All right, passionate man. Look, you are out there. There's obviously a very big Ghanaian community in the UK. You watch football every other weekend, in the English Premier League, and you see the kinds of pitches they play on. How do you feel? We've had this conversation. I mean, this past week has been the top subject, and I have also met people who keep going on and on about it. That look, we are not exactly, we don't know what we're doing if at this stage we're not even able to provide standard, infrastructure.